My name is Jonathan Kumar. I'm with the FoodCircles team. A couple of us from Ann Arbor, Chicago, Boston, Mumbai. Big group of us working on this project. So FoodCircles is kind of a concierge service that kind of matches a group of friends to restaurants in the area that need them the most. So how it works is we drive competition for that group's intent to purchase, intent to dine out. And we believe that value that we generate can be used in a lot of positive ways. So we were in this customer development workshop, and just that name didn't really strike me as anything that would be particularly useful. But you know, we went to it, and some of the presentations that were going on, some of the activities we were doing were pretty helpful, you know, writing out who our customer was, how we were going to segment them, how we were going to talk to them. During a break, this big guy was sitting there, and I didn't even know Dan, I didn't hear him talk or anything, but he had mentioned that he had called a lot of restaurants, cold called them for a different venture. And since we're dealing with restaurants and bars, I was like, yeah, how do you approach restaurants? How do you cold call them? How do you get a conversation in? And he gave me this look, like I was like really dumb or really lame or something, and I was like, whoa, what? And he's like, go Google some numbers right now and I'll cold call him. He didn't know my name, our company, our mission, but he told me that he was going to cold call some restaurant managers just like that. So without asking too many questions, I put my team to work. I didn't do it myself. I told them to Google some numbers, and we found about 5 restaurants in Grand Rapids that would potentially use our service. So we gave them to him, and again, he didn't even know what he was calling about. He dialed these numbers and started talking to these restaurant managers like he knew them, like they were his uncle or his aunt or something. And so that was crazy enough. And then it was even crazier when he hung up the phone and then gave me the phone and said for me to do it. So it was a really refreshing afternoon where we learned a lot in a short amount of time just by doing, just by like cutting all the BS and saying, let's call and find out, you know. And you definitely have to weight it behind some of the more business practices and behind some of the innovation, but you really do have to learn from the customer. So after our kind of cold calling demo, which went for about 20 minutes, he started telling us some stories of how people that he had met and had tried to impress him, Dan Martell, how they really didn't do too much of this cold calling. So then he began to call out one group of people per conference he attended, you know, one startup for stuff that they weren't doing. He would call them out and be like, all right, literally how many letters of intent do you have? How much demand have you actually uncovered? How many customers have you spoke to and signed up? And these guys would start stammering. And then he's like, Dan got so fed up with it, I guess, that he proposed that he would bet $100 that they wouldn't do it, you know, to kind of create that accountability. And he started telling these stories, and he started saying that he would only do one bet per, you know, every couple months. But then the more that he found out about the FoodCircles concept, he was just like really challenging us to go out and get some letters of intent from restaurants in the area. And our service is a free service for restaurants to use, but he challenged us to actually get $50 commitments. So he created a Martell method accountability bet between the team at FoodCircles, some mentors at Momentum, and then himself. He put $150 on the table right then and there, cash that we own right now, that we have to give back plus another $150 if we can't reach 10 restaurant commitments in 10 weeks at $50 each. So it was intense, and there's just definitely been a change in mindset by like thinking, hey, we're creating a product that's valuable, so we need to get paid kind of mentality. So.